So many of my fellow villagers have made this journey. At the outbreak, a dozen of us would travel to the parish stones with provisions. As time went on, fewer and fewer were required for the journey. Now I make this journey alone. More burials in the neighboring village of Eyam yesterday. It's been over a year since the tailor of Eyam received his bundle of linen from London, damp and infested with fleas. He was dead in 1 week. 5 others died that month. The next month, 23. The trip from our village to Eyam across the moor once required a dozen women with their bundles of flowers and herbs. Baskets of bread, eggs, and ale now requires only my small wagon and me. The people of Eyam could have run, fled, gone north, away from the poisonous air, the stench of bursting buboes, but I remember what happened before. When I was a girl, I saw the illness spread from village to village. When someone leaves the village, the disease travels with them. Their doctor is dead, but a woman in the village is skilled at making infusions. She continues to care for the sick villagers, even when the plague took 8 days to bury all 6 of her children and her husband. She stirs crushed marigolds, powdered eggshells, and rue with strong ale as a remedy. The smell of brimstone stings my nose, but it's better than the smell I meet mingled with it as I reach the outskirts of the village. When you approach, the stench of death is overwhelming. "14 months of isolation, 14 months of burying husbands, wives, and children, 14 months of living in hell." The vicar of our village says that the village of Eyam has angered God. It is Golgotha, the place of the skull. The vicar warns us that we should not help them lest we anger God as well. We should leave them to their fate. I don't believe this because I've seen the death before. I've seen the black marks. I've seen it take the innocent, the helpless, and the weak. This is not God, but the inevitable result of a selfless decision made by the villagers of Eyam. They knew we would die too. If they just stayed within the borders of their village, if they didn't run, then the surrounding villages like ours would be spared. They chose death to save us. As I reach the border stone, I see that upon it sits a bucket of coins. The ailing villager who left the coins soaked them in vinegar to kill any infection he may have passed to them. Even in their state of utter despair, knowing that death is not far off, they are still thinking of our welfare. With no one in sight, I stare toward the distant cottages. I see the worn fences in need of mending. No need for fences, as most of the livestock is dead. Only 8 chimneys bellow smoke. I gratefully leave the offerings of food at the stone and turn my back to the once thriving village, decimated by this invisible malady. I look down and notice that there are fewer coins in the bucket than before. My wagon's burden will be lighter tomorrow.